I love Star Wars, I love Lego, I love terrifying and creepy stories. Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales definitely had the potential for me to really like it. And having now watched it, it is on Disney Plus, I can confirm that I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I preferred the dialogue to the narrative. The actual narrative development was alright. It was good. It wasn't as amazing as some Lego Star Wars that I've seen or other Lego films, but I loved the humor within the dialogue. I thought there were so many funny one-liners and just little quirky things that were said that made this even more enjoyable. So it was released this year in 2021. Directed by Ken Cunningham and written by David Shane. And I'll read the description from IMDb to give you a flavour of what this is about, but I'm not going to go into any real detail. It's only 45 minutes, give or take, but a lot happens. It's got a lot going on. And so the description reads as follows. After the events of The Rise of Skywalker, Poe Dameron and BB-8 must make an emergency landing on the volcanic planet Mustafar, where they meet the greedy and conniving Graballa the Hutt. The crime boss has purchased Darth Vader's castle and is renovating it into the galaxy's first all-inclusive, Sith-inspired luxury hotel. While waiting for his X-Wing to be repaired, Poe, BB-8, Graballa and Dean, a plucky and courageous young boy who works as Graballa's mechanic, venture deep into the mysterious castle with Vader's loyal servant Vaneé. It's absolutely brilliant. There are quite a few different things going on. There's a kind of alternate Luke storyline. It addresses a Wookiee's paw being lucky. Kind of feel like that's off of the back of a rabbit's foot, but this can actually grant wishes. And a lot of this is all about be careful what you wish for. And also, I don't know if this is kind of the blatant message, but it kind of looks at how one decision can change the path. And the other thing that's worth mentioning, I won't go into any more detail about the narrative intricacies, but what's worth mentioning is this is not canon. It says it's set after the Rise of Skywalker. Obviously, to an extent it is, but there are a lot of different characters thrown in there. Leia is in there. It's not a completely linear narrative, so it does make sense, but Leia is in there. I'm always a bit uncomfortable when Carrie Fisher doesn't voice Leia, but then I guess, if you're a diehard Luke fan or a diehard Obi-Wan Kenobi fan or whatever, then you probably feel the same way. It's worth pointing out that the voice cast's completely different, but it's still a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the voice acting. As I said, a lot of the humor for me comes from just one-liners and little side references to things, and the delivery of that humor is absolutely brilliant. There's also, I don't want to give away too much, but there's a lot of little things that I really want to talk about. There's one point, or maybe a couple of times, when the characters are whistling the Star Wars theme or various songs from Star Wars, and I just love that kind of intertextual reference, and it's a lot of fun. It's very well written. With regards to the narrative itself, the way it's presented, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I did, but I don't feel like it's quite as interesting as, say, the Lego Holiday Special or several other Lego shorts that they've done. But I still really enjoy it. If you like Star Wars, give it a go. It packs in pretty much everything. There are a few key characters I love who I would have liked to have seen in this, but ultimately, it's absolutely fantastic. And although it's not as perfect as some others, I still thoroughly enjoyed it. It's got quite a lot going on. There are a lot of little messages in there to pick up on. It's something that, for me at least, being a relatively new Star Wars fan, will need a couple of watches. I definitely missed references to things. Absolutely the case. I'm sure that's the case. But even with the first watch, I really enjoyed it. Very impressed. Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales is without question worth a watch.